Alrighty gents, what is up? It's a bit of a different one today, guys. I wanted to share my thoughts with you about the current state of the market, about, my portfolio, how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling bullish or bearish. But before we do start, guys, if you could all just pause the video, like the video, leave me a comment to get the bots out of the comment section, and subscribe if you haven't already. But I'm generally feeling pretty good, even though I think in the immediate short term, there could be a lot of market manipulation coming. Now, a lot of you guys are going to have seen all of these narratives be posted over Twitter, or not narratives, but news events that are coming up this week, right? We've got the FOMC meeting being the closest one tomorrow. The Fed potentially printing trillions. I know I even spoke about it on the channel as well. But there's all of these sort of potential catalysts that are coming up this week that can be used to really, I guess, piss off the average retail investor. Because when you look at it from, face value, they all seem very, very bullish. A lot of the time, what can happen when open interest is at a high and you're getting all of these bullish news catalysts coming out, right? Market makers use it to try and explain the dumps and try and explain the pumps. And right now, open interest is at a high. So we need some liquidity to be flushed out, not only below us, but above us. So we need to find out, first of all, what direction the market's going to go on in the immediate short term. Now, when all of these catalysts are done, when the liquidity's been swept, I do think that the rest of Q4 could be good, right? And I know a lot of you will come into the comment section and say, oh, you always say a couple weeks. But really, it is just a waiting game, right? A lot of people have capitulated their altcoin positions that they've built for years right at the beginning of what is notoriously the most bullish quarter for crypto. One thing that's making me feel happy about my portfolio right now is because I've got cash, but also, majority of my portfolio is in high caps or large caps. So it's going to be a lot less volatile. Yes, I've still got some of my small cap shitters, but the big caps right now are kind of keeping my portfolio balanced. I think we're going to get capital rotation pretty soon because we saw all the normies line up for gold and, top blast gold at 4.5k an ounce. Starting to see that money rotation into the stock market, right? Stock market printing record highs over this past week. What's next in line, guys? It'll be Bitcoin, right? It'll be the king. After that, it would be most likely Ethereum, Solana, or XRP. Most of my money is now in Ethereum. That's just where my biggest bags are. I sold a lot of my XRP stack. I sold a lot of my Sol stack. I do think ETH still has a lot more gas left in the tank, but I'm playing it super cautious at this point of the market, guys. So I do feel really bullish. I do feel like my portfolio has still got percentages left to pump up, but I'm not going to be in the camp of these people who say we're going to be going up until, Q1, Q2 of 2026. My aim is to try and get out as soon as possible. And I think with gold potentially being topped and maybe the stock market being close to topping soon, when that capital does rotate into Bitcoin and into the crypto market, you're going to see a lot more violent swings than what you do see in gold and in silver and in stocks. And it's going to convince people that, we haven't had that much of a cycle, or I guess when it comes to altcoins haven't really got moving yet. And they're going to use that to explain, and they're going to use that as a reason why we must pump up for another 6 months, guys. But remember, the aim of the game right now in Q4 is to protect as much capital as possible. I do believe there'll be a bear market next year, and I am in the game right now of trying to collect as much cash, put it in a cold wallet, right? I'm stacking up my cold wallet right now to buy as much Bitcoin as I can in the bear market. And again, not financial advice, but I speak to a lot of the members and I say that is what all of us should be aiming to do, right? Aim to put all of your gains into less riskier assets, which is still going to perform well, right? If you look at Bitcoin, it's still made like a 700% return from the lows. So when everyone says there hasn't been a bull market, there has, just not for every single altcoin, okay? It's just been a handful. But yeah, I want to say we need to ignore the noise this week. We need to ignore the swings. I don't care if ETH goes all the way down to like 3.3k and sweeps the lows. I've got a hedge trade ready for that. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to revisit 100 and whatever K, right? Or low 100Ks. I don't care. I am now in the game of counting down the time that we have left in Q4. And if we are going to get going, it's probably going to be pretty soon, guys. So again, make sure you got your plan of action. Make sure you don't get caught into all of the hype, because trust me, we're going to get to a point where it's super cycle never over, right? We're never going down again. You're seeing the business cycle be a new narrative to say, well, we're going to pump for a whole nother year after pumping straight for 2 years, right? Try not to get caught up in all of that stuff, guys. But yeah, let me know how you think this week's going to play out. How are you feeling about your portfolio? Have you started taking out? Have you even been able to take out? You can let me know in the comment section right now. But yeah, we'll get back to the charts tomorrow. I'll probably go live tomorrow, so make sure you don't miss that. Leave a like and subscribe, post notifications on. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow.